lives. There's nobody out there yet, and I don't expect anybody. And it's a holiday weekend. So what's today? Sunday. Tomorrow's Labor Day. I imagine most everybody's out camping, spending time with family, out of town somewhere. I don't know. So anyway, it's been a week, I think, or maybe 2 weeks since we did our last live. And we've made some changes around here. And some of them were some of the viewers that were on that live, and some people that popped in after the live was over and they just went and watched the video later. They left some comments, and we read the comments and listened to them and thought about them, and followed up on some of them. So I thought, why not jump on here, do another quick live, and show those of you that made comments about it what we did. And maybe nobody's even going to show up, but we've been on here, what, a minute and a half? I'm not going to hang around long. I'd like to just keep that, this may be a 15-minute live or something. If anybody shows up. If nobody shows up, then this won't even make the list. We'll just delete it and be done with it. But I thought we would pop on here, at least do a little bit of a live and show what we've done. Like I said, we had a few people. Oh, there was one popped in and one popped out. So they must have popped in and seen this mug and went, yeah, I don't want to listen to that bearded old fart. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't know how that works. So if people just happen to go around on YouTube, I don't know. I don't do that. I usually watch lives of people that I know are going to do a live. So how does that work? So I'm doing a live. It just shows out there as a new live started, and maybe they'll pop in and go, hey, is this somebody I want to listen to or look at or whatever else? And if it looks interesting, they stick around. I don't know. Is that how it's done? I don't do that. I usually just kind of, if there's somebody I watch or follow, I know they're going to do a live, I might pop in and watch them. See, there was another one that popped in and popped back out. I guess I'm not dancing. I'm not half naked. I don't have a pretty face. I don't know. Need to be doing something more entertaining. Maybe I should be on a trampoline or on a pogo stick, or I don't know, something. All right, we're into it about 3 minutes. We've had nobody here, so I'm probably just going to cut this off and not worry about it. Poor timing. It's like putting videos out, We put videos out on weekends where it's a holiday. I don't know what I'm thinking. Why even put a video out on weekends it's a holiday? People are out enjoying life. They're not sitting around home watching a video. And then the video goes live on YouTube, and people are out doing real life stuff, enjoying themselves. So the video doesn't get watched a lot off the get-go. And then YouTube goes, oh, hey, the algorithm is horrible on your YouTube video, so we're not even going to promote it. So then people come back from their long weekend or the week vacation or whatever, and then they don't even think about seeing the video. So anyhow, I'm not that much up on how all that works with YouTube. Anyway, hey, we do have 2 people now, so maybe I'll go through and just kind of pick up. We've been on for almost 4 minutes and really haven't said a darn thing. But for those of you that are on here watching now, welcome. Thanks for popping in. What I was saying earlier is that a couple weeks ago, we did a video showing some of the things we've done on the property, and we asked some questions. We asked some people what they thought about a couple things here on the property. And people that were here made comments on what they thought. And after the live was over the next few days, there were people that watched the live on their own time after it wasn't live anymore, and they left comments, and we followed through with some of them. So I thought I'd just kind of pop on and show what those things were. So who do we have out there? Is the chat working? I'm not sure. I had one friend pop in a few weeks ago and said he wasn't able to type in a chat. So Maria, hey Maria, hi. Good to see that the chat is working then. That helped me out. At least I know it's working. We had a friend pop in a while back, and they said that they were not able to type in a chat. So I'm not sure what that was about. 5 people here now. Okay, So anyway, 2 weeks ago when I did the last live, we were talking about painting the pump house. We were talking about painting the doors on the casita and stuff like that. Hello from Bay City, Michigan. Well, hello from Michigan. We love Michigan. In fact, Diane and I were just sitting in there. We just did up some salmon on the griddle. And we were talking about we should think of places we want to go back to again. And Michigan is on our short list of places to return. We really love Michigan. Yeah, Maria, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Are you asking because of the little heart issue I had here a little over a year ago? Yeah. Under control, feel good. I go up to my next doctor appointment on the 10th of this month, and I'll go up and do an electrocardiogram and some blood tests and go through all their rigmarole and see what they say about me. But yeah, I've been feeling good. Playing pickleball, walking, bike rides, you know, you name it, typical stuff, working around the property, feeling great, and I do appreciate you asking. So, as I was saying, we asked all those questions, people had their feedback, and I'm going to turn you around and show you what we did. So, on the pump house, we talked about maybe matching some colors and whatever else, and you like BBC, help me out. I know BB King. I missed out on BBC. I'm going to spin you around and show you the casita. All right, so here's some things to pay attention to, things we asked, right? So one of the things I mentioned is that Diane was thinking about painting the doors on the casita to match the burgundy on our coach. Well, most of you agreed with that. Diane certainly liked the idea. And check them out. What do you think? What do you think about that burgundy color? So we spent, gosh, I think we put, those are fiberglass doors. And I think we put 3 or 4 coats of that burgundy on there. Now the sun's kind of going down, so it doesn't show real well, but we tried to match it up with the burgundy on the coach the best we could. So that way it flows from the coach over to the casita. And then we talked about matching the pump house to the casita, right? So we went ahead and painted the lower section the taupe color, which matches the casita, and that was nice. And then we sat back on the patio, was looking at it thinking, oh my God, it looks horrible without a belly band. So we went to the lumber yard and picked up some material, and Diane painted the belly bands, and then we went ahead and put a belly band all the way around the unit. So that way, from the road, drive up and things, it really does match up to the casita. What do you think? Turn out good? I don't know. And then Maria said, say no to BBC. I just must be out of the mix because I really don't know what BBC means. So if it's some new lingo, yeah, I don't get it. So that's what we did. I wanted to pop back in and show those of you that made comments about painting the pump house at the bottom and doing the belly band, that we did that, and those of you that mentioned the door, how that turned out. So now, what we need to do now, Diane and I mentioned, so if we go up here and sit on the patio now, and we're out here enjoying the outside, I told her what we need to look for is a piece of art, something metal to go on the upper section. This is a mess. What's a mess, Maria? The property's a mess? Or BBC's a mess. I'm not sure what's a mess. The only thing we have sitting around that might be a mess is we have some gravel, some river rock there. We have plastic sitting down there. You thinking the property's a mess, Maria? I'm sorry. Oh, now what we have to do now, one thing that is a mess, thanks Gary, appreciate that. I patched up the roof on the pump house kind of the best I could. It's not really leaking right now, but man, that thing is all rusty and old. Maria, stop. I don't know. So we have a company coming out. They're going to rip off the roof on the pump house, and we're going to put a new roof on the pump house. And then on the casita, if you notice here, the way they did these rafters coming out, there's no real way to mount a gutter on there. So we have them coming out, a company coming out. They're going to cut this roof back, probably about 4 inches, and cut that corner off and make that kind of square. And cut the roof off, make that square. We're going to put a fascia board up here. And then we're going to put a gutter on it. So the gutter will be all the way down to the end. And then at the end, we will do one of those chains to where the water can run off down a chain and take off that way. So they're going to come out here and do that hopefully within the next couple weeks. Hopefully at least before we leave to go south for the winter. And then over here, there used to be a lean-to here, another building attached to an RV, attached to a manufactured home. And you can see underneath this metal roofing where it was attached to. Well, they took it all out, which is fine, but now that metal roofing is there and it's not supported. So what I'm worried about is if wind gets whipping through here in the wintertime, comes up this hill here and hits the side of this building and lifts that roof up because of the openness right there, it could open it up, make that roofing pick up, and then rain or water could start running inside, and that wouldn't be good for the casitas. So they're going to cut the excess metal roofing off. We're going to put a fascia board on those 2x12s all the way down, and then they're going to finish off the end of the metal roofing the way it should be, so that we won't have any fear of that being pushed up with wind and letting rain and water come in. So that's going to happen within the next couple weeks, I'm guessing. BBC is a mess. Okay, I kind of figured that's what you were talking about, Maria, but I didn't want to assume that. Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning of this, I didn't want to make this live very long, and now I've shared with you what I wanted to share, that we did that painting. Is everybody at home right now? They home for the holiday weekend? Are you out camping? Are you doing whatever for the holiday? I mean, tomorrow's Monday. Any big plans for tomorrow on Labor Day? Diane and I plan on getting up in the morning, and then we're going to head in town. We're going to play a couple hours of pickleball. We'll go there at 8 o'clock. We'll probably play pickleball till 11. Then we're going to come home, and we have a friend coming by in the afternoon, and we're going to play some cards, do a barbecue, and that's kind of our plan. Man, we have really been enjoying this property, though. So we got here this summer. We've had 7 RVers, 7 RV friends come and hang out with their RVs here. That's been a hoot. And then, what's today? Sunday. So Friday, we're pretty new to this road we're on, right? We just bought this property in September. And we only met a few of the people who live up and down this dead-end road. But Friday, we had 22 neighbors come here. And we brought a bunch of finger foods. And 22 people were sitting here around the patio, in chairs, having a good time, meeting each other. Or we were meeting them. They all pretty much knew each other. But what a good time we had. We have really, really enjoyed this property. Home in Maryland. Okay, Gary, I got you. That's not a bad place to be right now. Quite nice weather up there, I imagine. Cooler. So I almost feel bad saying this. We've been full-time RVing traveling for right at 12 years. November's 12 years. And we have really enjoyed sitting still this summer. I almost feel guilty saying that, but I shouldn't, right? I mean, we've traveled 11 and a half years traveling the country full-time. And I felt really good sitting here all summer working on the property. In fact, we just talked about it. We're scheduled to go down to Arizona. We're going to leave in probably 3 weeks, roughly, and start heading to either right to Arizona or maybe go to Kansas and then to Arizona. And I told Diane, I almost feel bad going. I kind of want to spend the winter here and do some stuff we can't do in the summer. Home in New Hampshire. Now, some more pretty country, man. And again, probably pretty nice up there right now. We've been in the 90s here. So I think today was 92. It's going to be like 82 tomorrow. That's pretty good, but I bet it's pretty nice up there in New Hampshire. You have been getting some storms up that way, though, right? We've been watching the weather. We have some friends from this area that are actually traveling out east right now. We've been watching some of the storms and seeing what they went through. It was hot the last week. Going to cool down next week to the mid 70s. Oh, Gary. Mid 70s. That's perfect for me. Mid 70s, low 70s. If the sun's out, I love that. Rain at night. Well, that's okay. Up here in Oregon, where we're at right now, we have not had much rain. We had, I don't know, 1 or 2 days of rain pretty much all summer. Only one of them was really measurable that did any good. And it was a nice rain all night. But man, we could use some rain. They've had a lot of fires out here, but not as bad this year as previous years. So you guys are in some great country over there. What was I saying? Oh, so anyway, I felt guilty saying that I felt like staying here. So I don't know. I shouldn't feel that way. We just got done saying that the spot we go down to in Arizona, Maria, I am not married, but Diane and I have been together for 26 years now. So, hey, you know what? May as well be married, right? 26 years together. Do you camp? Yeah, we do, Leo. We're not camping right now. We are in our fifth wheel. I mean, this is our home. That fifth wheel is our home right there. We have been on the road, full-time RVing since 2012. We left this area in 2012 in a 40-foot Class A Tiffin Phaeton, and we traveled in that for a couple of years. And then we sold that Phaeton and we bought a 42-foot Class A. We continued traveling in that around the country. We would come back to Oregon, do the real life stuff for a month or two, just to keep things right. And then we switched over to fifth wheels. We had a New Horizon fifth wheel built, 6 years ago now, something like that. We lived in that one for 2 years. And then we had this New Horizon built coming up on 4 years. And we've been traveling that. So we've been on the go for November will be 12 years. Except this summer, we have really sat a lot. We spent the winter in Arizona. We came up here to Oregon, and we have really been on this property. So we haven't really done much. This is not camping. We're living in a fifth wheel on a chunk of land. But what state is your favorite state? Ooh, boy. We get asked that all the time. We get asked where the favorite spot is. So we've been East Coast, West Coast, North, South, numerous times. And a favorite state, I don't know. I guess I'd have to say Oregon because we traveled pretty much all the states, and we came back here and bought land. So I guess that means a lot. Of course, when I died, I had to think about medical and doctors. So this was familiar with us for doctors. So I came back here after my episode with my heart. But I tell you what, we love all parts of this country. We love the East Coast. We love the history of the East Coast. We love just so many people over there. It's kind of expensive out east, but so many people out east. We loved all that. We have friends in Florida that we enjoyed. Utah, we love Utah. I don't know. We don't have a favorite state, but I guess I'd have to say Oregon because we came back and bought land. But you can find good and bad in every state you go to. That's what we found. Kansas. I mean, people think about Kansas. What are you going to find in Kansas? We had a great time in Kansas City. All the barbecue joints. We found some great motorcycle museums in Podunk, Kansas. I can't imagine anybody even sees them. It's all ran by volunteers. But the great stuff you can find if you're open-minded and just look around. There are great places all across this country, and there's some places in any state we've been into that we don't need to go back to again either. So There's good and bad and all. But yeah, it's hard to say. Gary, finishing up an outdoor kitchen by our pool. We've been staying at campgrounds with them. We have a 22 Tiffin Phaeton. Cool. We had an '07. That's what we had when we retired. We had an '07 Phaeton, and we retired in 2012 and hit the road, by the way. And then we went to a 2014 42-foot Tiffin with the tag axle. And I forget the model number, not a QSH. I can't remember what it was. 42-foot. Yeah, it was a beautiful rig. We loved it. Tiffin was very, very good to us. We've met Bob more than a couple times, and Tiffin has always been good to us and took care of us all the time. And we never had a bit of trouble with our Tiffin Phaeton. So hopefully it's the same way with you there. Outdoor kitchens. You know, we've been traveling. We took off full time, and we had a baby Q. Then we went to a Green Mountain smoker. Then we went to a 2-burner Camp Chef with a griddle and a barbecue box and a single burner griddle as well. So 2-burner griddle, single burner griddle, and a single burner barbecue box. Did that for a long time. And then it got to be a burden taking in and out. We're getting older, right? And it got to be a burden every week going to new campgrounds, setting it up every week. Went to a single burner, and that's been pretty good. I just put it away in the basement today because 3 weeks we're headed out. And then we just bought a month ago, whatever, see it back here? We bought the Traeger Flat Rock griddle. I love that thing. We're gonna have to stow that over the winter and go back to our single burner Camp Chef when we head to Arizona, and that's gonna be stowed. I'm gonna miss it. Are you gonna build a pickleball court at your property or RV to travel? Well, you know what? When we bought this, so let me spin around. I think you've seen some of our videos, I'm pretty sure. So back behind me over here is one entrance, and the driveway comes all around here, goes out and turns around this corner, and then goes to an exit over there. And all this area behind me, right back here, is all open land. That's a 400-foot horseshoe driveway. And in the middle, I told Diane, as soon as we came here and decided we wanted to buy this property, I said, right back there is an ideal spot for a pickleball court. But you know, a real pickleball court is going to run a guy close to 30 grand to build. And we're out in the country. So we drive, like tomorrow, we'll drive in town. There's 13 pickleball courts where we're going to go. And they're nice pickleball courts, and there's going to be 20 people there. We're out in the country, and to spend $30,000 on a chunk on a pickleball court where we may get some play probably makes no sense. So we tease about it. Yes, we would love to, but in reality, probably not. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you liking the property. What do we pull the rig with? So Leo, this New Horizon weighs in dry at right at 25,000 pounds. So it's a heavy rig. So to be legal weight-wise with everything, I'll turn around here and show you. Let me spin you around. I'll show you what we pull it with. Here we go. Right there. We pull it with a Ram 5500. And we had Classy Chassis in Valparaiso, Indiana, rip out the rear suspension, and they put a Kelderman air ride back there. And they built that box for us. And then we put in a auxiliary fuel tank. That's a 90-gallon auxiliary fuel tank. That's the Trailer Saver hitch right there. And lots of storage in there. All the cargo bays are LED lit. Kelderman air ride rear end. But there you go. That's what we pull it with right there. A Ram 5500. Thanks, Leo. Yeah, I love that truck. It is a great, great truck for us. And Classy Chassis builds a nice, they build a nice unit. You know, they did the headache rack on there, which is really for looks, right? You put the lights up there. It's not going to stop anything. It's not a true headache rack, but it looks good. Cargo bays have a ton of storage in them. all the brackets and all the hardware they put on, stainless steel. He said, they did. It's all good stuff. The running boards, they did all that for us. They put the trim around the front wheels. Has a wide track front end. It's just a really good truck. You'd probably rather look at the truck than me, wouldn't you? Let me spin this around again. There you go. There's the truck. So 90-gallon auxiliary tank, and then we kept the 52-gallon tank underneath. So we have 140 gallons of fuel. So when we take off, we go a long ways without needing to worry about fuel. Then they put the Laverne steps on, right? They're nice. They put the flares on the front end and painted those because they come flat. Actually, they were on there with the truck, but they come black. So they did that. Yeah, just a nice rig. And then the trailer saver hitch, that's an air ride. And then on our fifth wheel, which sits right over there, and then our fifth wheel, we have the MoRide independent suspension. So everything rides real smooth. Okay, there we are. How long have we been on here? Dang, 26 minutes. Yeah, still 6 of you here, so I haven't bored you to death yet. But anyway, I'm going to probably cut it short. I don't want to keep you guys tied up on the holiday weekend. I really do appreciate every one of you that stopped in and said hello. Hey, you know what? You know what's cool? So we took off in 2012. We started a blog. We had a blog. It was on WordPress, right? It typed it all out, took pictures, that kind of thing. And I did that for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years, I guess. And then got bored with it. And we switched over to a YouTube channel. And, we're small. We're a small channel. We're growing very slow. We're grateful to every one of you that stop in here and watch our videos and chat with us once in a while. We appreciate that. But today, we just hit 600,000 views on our YouTube channel. I think we're at, where are we at? Maybe getting close to, I think we're just over 4,500 followers, which in the YouTube world is very small. But so my goal is to try and hit 5,000 followers. Wouldn't that be cool? And now that we're 600,000 views, which blows me away, I'm looking forward to 700,000. And I guess 1 million views should be our goal. But, we don't have a goal. It's just fun for me to think about it. Do you still use Aero Cosmetics? Absolutely. In fact, when we, earlier I talked about we had 22 guests come here. Before they came, I knew they was going to walk around, look at the property. I was out there with Aero Cosmetics, wiping down the truck and wiping down the fifth wheel with Aero Cosmetics. There is a gallon of Aero Cosmetics in the cargo bay of the truck right now with a spray bottle and 1 bottle of concentrate in there. We've been using Aero Cosmetics for years, and I see no reason not to say that we will continue using it for years. Yeah, there you go. I am a believer in Aero Cosmetics. Oh, we're not affiliated with Aero Cosmetics anyway. We do have Aero Cosmetics in our Amazon store. So if somebody went there and purchased Aero Cosmetics, then we get a small kickback. Might get $1.50 or something, but you don't pay any more. But yeah, do you use it? Are you using Aero Cosmetics? I'd be curious. Anybody else here use Aero Cosmetics or ever heard of Aero Cosmetics? Once a year, typically, we let somebody wash our rig for us. Usually we go down to Arizona. If we stop off in Yuma or something like that, they have some companies that just started because of you. Cool. What do you think of it? Did I lead you wrong or do you like it? Be honest, I can take it. Once a year, we get down to Arizona, we will have somebody wash our rig and clean our roof. I hate getting on the roof. I don't like heights to begin with, and after I died, had my little episode, one thing that I've suffered a little bit is my balance. So between not liking heights and now having a little bit of an issue with my balance, not horrible, But I don't need to be up there, so I let somebody else clean our roof for us. So once a year, somebody cleans that with water. The rest of the year, it's always Aero Cosmetics, cut and dry. So yeah, if anybody else uses it, I'd be curious. It's a good product. It really is. I like it. My rig is stored inside. It works. Yeah. Yep, that's good. Well, I'll be curious what you think of it over time. But yeah, it's a good product. I like it. We don't use it on Diane's car all the time. I do wipe it down on Diane's car, but you know, Diane's car is a CRV. When we're out running around, like we get down to Arizona, you know, it's dusty down there. So I always wipe the truck down with Aero Cosmetics weekly, or maybe more than once a week. And Diane's car, we get down there, we usually pay $15 for unlimited car washes because it's so dusty. And we run her through our car through the car wash. But being a dually, I can't go through the car wash. And I don't like to wash it with water. I think we've washed that truck now, and you saw it, looks pretty good, right? It's a 2018. That's a 2018. And I think up until a month ago, I may have washed it with water twice, maybe. And when we got here, I bought one of those Ryobi pressure washers, an 1800 PSI pressure washer. And I wanted to play with it. So we pressure washed the buildings before we could paint. And I wanted to try it on the truck and the car because it had a foam cannon. Well, more of a soap applicator. It was not a foam cannon. So I pressure washed the truck and used that applicator for, but other than that, that truck's never had water on it other than rain. All right. Been here 32 minutes. Have 5 people. Thank you for sticking around. I would have thought I'd have bored everybody to death. Let's see here. What that say? Bass fishing tips and technologies by Bass. Get the mitt on a stick. Mitt on a stick. Okay, I'm not familiar with it. I'll make a note of that, and I will check that out. Have a great Labor Day holiday. Thanks, Gary. You too. I appreciate you stopping in. I really do. And hopefully we'll see you in the next live and on the other videos as well. And I'm going to jump off here too. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. Hope you have a fantastic holiday tomorrow. Hope you've had a great weekend. Hope you have a great upcoming week or two. It makes it easy to wash your rig without ladders. Yeah, I have a... so Aero Cosmetics also sells some of those chamois brushes and whatever else. And I use a telescoping pole. So I will keep that in mind though. But I use that telescoping pole and their brushes they have. So when I wash the fifth wheel back here, I do everything from the ground. I use the Aero Cosmetics on their mop head. I use a telescoping pole to go up there and I wipe it all down with that telescoping pole. I bring it back down, I spray it, take it back up and do it again. So everything is from the ground already for me, and all with the Aero Cosmetics. But I'll look into that. I'd like to check out new things, so I'll check it out. I got the pole too. Yeah, there you go. So did you get that because of the video? That's right, I forgot. I did show that pole and using that in one of the videos. I think the very first video I did with Aero Cosmetics, I did not have the pole. I did not have their kit. Because I've been told, what do they call me? I have some friends that call me a skinflint. I had to look that up to see what it means. It means I'm cheap. So when I started using Aero Cosmetics, I would climb the ladder and I would wash it that way with microfiber and I would clean it that way. And then finally I bellied up and got that pole and their whole kit, and now I do it from the ground. And I shouldn't have been so cheap. I should have done that right from the get-go. I have no affiliation with them, just a consumer. I hear you, and thanks for saying that. I get accused of being affiliated with some companies because we do reviews on something once in a while. I'm not affiliated with Aero Cosmetics either, so or anything. If you watch any of our videos, anything I talk about, we are not affiliated. We've been sharing videos and our blog for 12 years, and in 12 years, never once have we been affiliated with anybody or on anything. If we talk about it, it's because we enjoy it. It's not because we got something for free or we're getting paid to say something. We have never made one penny from a company talking about a product. The only way we make something is, like I mentioned about Aero Cosmetics or anything else. I tell people, if you go to Amazon, to our store, we have it there. It's because we enjoy it, we believe in it, we use it. And if you use it and you go to our store and use our link to buy it, you pay no more. You know how this works. But we do get a small kickback, but it's not from the company, it's from Amazon. I'm Glenn, by the way. I have a 2023 Majestic. Hey, Glenn. Have we met, by the way? Because sometimes we meet people in campgrounds that have New Horizons or whatever, and I wouldn't know bass fishing tips and techniques if I, no, we haven't. Well, you know what? Maybe we will someday. Are you going to the rally by chance? There's a rally up in South Dakota, I think it is, this coming week. Are you going to go to that? We are not. We can't make it there. Then there's an ambassador rally. Are you an ambassador? There's an ambassador rally in Junction City, I think the 4th of October. Noah Rig is back at Junction City right now. Is it? Okay, well, so we're not going to go to the one in South Dakota. We had to stay here and go through this. And that rally in South Dakota is right exactly when I have to go see my cardiologist. So I'd rather be at the rally than going to a cardiologist, but we're going to be at the cardiologist. And then I'm talking to Cole right now. So we have the TPO roof. Our roof is good. It's going on 4 years old. No problem whatsoever. We have the Coleman ACs up there. And we're up in Washington State. Okay. We had some friends come down here and hang out with us from Washington State about 3 weeks ago. They hung out for a few days. They're up there now, and they're taking off to the rally in South Dakota in their bumper pool, and they have a New Horizon on order, and I think it's due next year in like September or something like that. So Brad and Trey is their name, by the way, in case you might have seen them somewhere or whatever. But I'm talking to Cole, and we're talking about changing out one of our Coleman ACs to a Truma, and he's working to see what he can do about doing that. And there's nothing wrong with the AC we have, just the Trumas are a little quieter. So we want to try that. And if he can make that work, while we're there, we're going to have the spray-on roof put on. So again, the roof is in perfect shape, but it's something we've talked about doing. It's a lifetime roof. So if they can pull that off, I'll be going to the doctor on the 10th. We drive up on the 9th, spend the night in a hotel thing, go to the doctor on the 9th, we'll come back here, hang out, and then on the 24th, we would leave here. Austin talked us out of the Truma, getting the Truma AC. Too many problems, he said. Well, I understand that. They had problems with the Trumas because of the mounting unit that goes in the roof, and they couldn't get the water, the condensation, to drain away properly. So that was the problem with the Trumas. That's the trouble they had with their mini splits when they first started out too. And mini splits came in about the time we got this rig, and we were going to do mini splits, but besides the $10,000 for the mini split system, and they had a leaking problem, we went to the Colemans. So we can't go to mini splits now, but they have something about worked out. I probably shouldn't even say anything, but I'm going to. They might have something worked out with the Trumas to where now that'll fix that water issue. And if they do, we will leave here on the 24th. We will drive, we'll spend 4 days going to Kansas. And then we will be there for the Ambassador Rally. And we will have an AC changed out. And then we will have the spray-on roofing put on. And then we will leave there and go to Arizona for the winter. We have the roof you're looking to get. It's awesome. Yeah. When we did this rig, they were not doing the spray-on roofs there. We had to go somewhere else and had it put on like most people. And this is a good roof. There's nothing wrong with this roof, and we're happy with it. We're probably stupid doing the roof right now because this is so good, but we plan on full timing for a number of years left. So I think it's a good investment in the long run. So yeah. So you had that sprayed on when you bought the rig then, no doubt. It's we're looking forward to doing that. Hopefully he works it out. I would love to go there. I guess if he can't work it out, yeah, that makes sense. I guess if he can't work it out, he'll save us some money of switching out the AC and spraying that roof on, but I'm kind of torn. All right, 40 minutes. I'm going to get off here, let you guys all do what you're going to do. I'm going to say it one more time. I appreciate everybody stopping in and chatting. I really enjoy this. I love chatting back and forth with people. We've had some lives before, and it's just been like me just sitting here talking and people watching for a bit. But I really enjoy the banter back and forth. I love the communication. As you can tell, I love talking, so I love chatting with people about products and projects and whatever else. That's my passion. Have a good one. Your videos helped us decide to go with New Horizon. That means a lot too. You know, I love that. Cole, I think, is even mentioned in Austin, those guys that people come in, they'll say, hey, we saw Dave and Diane's video, and what about this, and what about that? And that's kind of fun, you know. I enjoy that when they tell me that happens. And the whole reason we started doing our blog in 2012 is we knew we wanted to go full-time, we knew we wanted to travel, and I read blog after blog after blog, and people shared information on budgets and places to go and hiking trails, and people shared so much that when we started doing this, we said, you know what, we're going to pay back. We're going to pay back and hopefully help somebody else. And that's what we've been doing since 2012, is sharing information. And when people tell us something like that, they say, hey, your videos helped us out in some way. I don't care if it's a campground review or a product review or talking about the New Horizons or a restaurant. If it helps somebody out, that makes my day. So, you know, that's what it's all about. I love that. And thank you for saying that. And hopefully you don't regret it. And if you do regret it, forget you ever saw our videos. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great evening. And hopefully we see each and every one of you in the next live. And hopefully we see you and chat with you in other videos. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday. I'm out. How do I turn it off? There we go.